After all the time spent working on your script, after all the hard work of pre-production, it is finally time. Production is here, and you're about to spend your first day on set. Personally, being on set is my favorite part of the process. I love it. But it's kind of its own unique little world, and if you've never been on one, sometimes you don't always know what to expect. So I thought that it might not be a bad idea to go through basically what a typical day on set is, and what you as a director, producer, as a director or a producer should be focused on. So let's start with what a typical day looks like. At the top of the day, you're going to have your crew call. Crew call is basically what it sounds like. It is when the crew gets there. And they'll arrive, everyone will say hi, they'll get the lay of the land, and you'll go into setting up for whatever the first shot of the day is going to be. A little while later, depending on how long it's going to take to set up that first shot, you'll have your cast call. Your cast comes in a little bit later. And it's not because actors are delicate flowers who need to sleep late or anything like that. It's that it's a lot easier to initially get the setup going when there are fewer bodies around to trip over. And really, in general, you never want people waiting around when there's no need for it. So your crew comes in first, they get to work. A little while later, your cast comes in. They'll go through hair and makeup, they'll get ready for whatever the first shot that they're going to be working on is, and then you'll be headed towards getting off the first shot of the day. So the first shot of the day is sort of an important part of the schedule. You'll generally have decided, okay, if our crew call is at this time and we're aiming to get the first shot off 2 hours later, 3 hours later, whatever it is, depending on how long it's going to take to set up. Making your first shot of the day on time can set a really great pace. Not making your first shot of the day on time can sometimes be not a big deal. Other times it means you're going to be racing the entire time. So you make your first shot. Now you're going scene by scene, shot by shot, changing setups as necessary. In between takes is going to be when, as a director, you're talking to the actors. Little minor adjustments to the lights or to people's hair and makeup is going to happen in between takes, so it's not slowing things down. You'll notice that things start to sort of speed up as you get close to lunchtime because everyone's hungry and they want to eat, so they want to get through it. And then conversely, right after lunch, sometimes it takes people a little bit of time to get back into the rhythm, but eventually they pick it back up, and once again, you're making your shots, going through your setups. Things will speed up again towards the end of the day because people are excited to make the day and be on time. Your last shot of the day is always a pretty exciting thing. Call it the martini shot, because I guess back in the day afterwards, the studio executives would go and have a martini. And then once you have shot that last thing, then basically what you're looking at doing is tidying up if you're going to be coming back to that same location the following day. Or if you're leaving that location, then you are striking the set, which basically means you're wrapping up all the gear, you're moving furniture back to where it originally was if you moved it around, pulling stuff off walls, etc. And as you're doing this, you are trying to get people home as quickly as possible. So the moment someone's job is done and you don't need them for anything else, you're wrapping them out so that they can leave, because you want to make sure that they're able to get home, get rest, so that they can come back the next day and do it all over again. So that's a look at a basic day on set. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of amidst all this sort of organized chaos is that as an independent creator, especially when you're just starting out, you've probably been doing a lot of stuff yourself during pre-production and in the early stages. And that's great, but once you get on set, it is really important that you're able to delegate, that you're able to make sure that you as a director, producer or director are keeping focused on what your job is in that moment and letting your other crew members take care of the things that are their jobs. So one piece of advice that I have for you, if you are both the director and the producer, make sure to find someone, even if it's just a smart, capable production assistant, that can sort of function as the on-set production person. Because nothing can slow things down on a set more than the director having to interrupt his or her work because he's got to go call in the lunch order or deal with a location owner that has a question. So delegation is really, really important, at least when you're on set. You want to make sure that you're focused on the right things. So the director is focused on what's going to go on screen. So that is working with the actors. That is working over the creative questions with the department heads, like the cinematographer and the production designer. It is adapting the shooting schedule and the schedule overall, if need be. If they're starting behind it, the director needs to focus on, okay, what do we do to get caught back up? If you're the producer, if that's all you're doing on set, then you're focused on all the logistical and sort of financial things that keeps the production running, right? So you're worried about where lunch comes from. You're worried about making sure that the people who are supposed to be on set are on set at the right time. You're thinking already about the stuff for the next day or two. If there are calls that need to be made about tomorrow's shoot, you're doing that in downtime. In all of these cases, it's okay occasionally to move a light stand and sort of be part of the team and help move things quicker, but only if it is not taking you away from what your primary role is. And believe me, your crew gets that. Your crew understands. So your to-do for this section, just think about how you're going to divide the labor on set. Think about what type of crew you have, who's available to do what, and what things that you have been doing up until this point that you can delegate to someone else, that you can focus on what you need to while you're on set.